jazz DJ.
Well, he is quite the cool cat indeed, if judging from his interviews. And we're in picks and bans. Yasuo banned out of the game. What year is it that Yasuo is a ban?
It could be 1 year ago, as a matter of fact.
Well, it has to be 1 year ago.
Yasuo and Zed. So the pocket bans have been pretty extreme this time around. No rise for Duke. Now that Najin's back on that blue side. Of course, in the first game, Najin was on blue. They banned Zed, Thresh, and Hecarim. This time, the Thresh is probably going to be their final ban here unless they think his Ahri, Mickey's Ahri, is that much of a threat, which many teams consider it to be ban-worthy.
Yep. We'll see what Najin mFire is cooking up underneath their noggins. 3 seconds, and the Ahri.
Somewhere in their necks.
Somewhere in their necks.
All right, so Ahri. I think that's a smart ban phase.
Yeah, much better than
Najin. And there's the Evelynn, but that's probably going to be a first pick Gragas for Najin. They really like to take that champion when it's available.
Alistar's also still up, which is a very strong pick.
That was their first pick at game 1. They're going to prioritize it over the Gragas, just like they did in the first game of the series.
All right, and it was banned by Anarchy last match, so they want to put Goong on a lot more champion that he would feel a lot more comfortable on.
So Corki Gragas were taken in the first round of the draft by Anarchy in game 1. I think you probably take Sivir here instead.
Well, Gragas on there is a very strong champion player matchup. And Rebels Anarchy debating their last pick for this round.
I think Sivir is a much better choice, but they're hovering over that Corki. They may just want to give Songyun that same champion. Maybe they can get that lane swap this time around. And they did, of course, fall very heavily behind based on that very good level 1, actually, from Najin.
Yeah. I don't see Rebels Anarchy making the same mistake again, so we'll see if and how this matchup will go. And Elise,
if I'm Najin here, you take Alistar, you could take the Kennen again with Lucian, maybe make a play, but they're going to go for a much more standard comp. Maokai and Alistar, so heavy front line, already developed. Great engage from Najin. Good peel also.
Well, they won't be lacking for damage as they have Victor with a lot of that AoE burst and the AoE sustain damage, in fact.
And what is Mickey going to play into this? When Mickey's been in this situation without these kind of backline assassins, he typically goes for something like Varus. Could go for the Azir.
Azir would be a very good pick here.
Not a very Mickey-like pick, though. The mid lane Aurelia, something he's tried to pull out. Faker has been much more successful with that champion.
Yes, but that is Faker as well. So, but the Rek'Sai will be the lock here. So a top lane Rek'Sai or a top lane Gragas. We have seen Ixu play top lane Gragas this season, so it could be a very possible pick.
Yeah, they're cooking up something here. And they're taking away a couple junglers from Watch. They're punishing Najin for not taking a jungler in the second round of the draft.
Fairly smart draft, in my opinion.
Now, Elise has had some buffs recently. She has seen play in the LCS.
Yep.
But I think the Echo is definitely the stronger jungle pick at the moment, if you can get your hands on that. Could go for the Nunu in the Total Denial alongside the Sivir.
Lee Sin, possibly. Watch does play Lee Sin.
Yeah.
As do every single other Korean jungler.
Kind of a necessity for playing the jungle here in Korea. And it will be a Lee Sin lock, so Watch goes back to his old staple. And the Sivir. So another lane that OQ should be able to do well in. So what is Mickey going to do at the end of the day here? Varus, Aurelia picks that he's used before when he's been faced in situations like the one we're seeing unfold right now. They have magic damage out of Corki, so Aurelia is an option.
I don't like the Varus, though, when Mickey plays it. Oh, Runeglaive Ezreal is open.
It is, but that's not a good pick when there's a Maokai and Alistar, so he's going to have to go big on it. The last time he played this against SKT, It was shut down by the Rise and the Maokai of SK Telecom. There's still a lot of engage from Najin. Sivir ult and Alistar and Maokai should be able to catch up to this Runeglaive Ezreal. There's honestly not a lot of peel.
Yep.
And
Anarchy.
Ixu looks like he's going to be going for the top lane Gragas, so no Rek'Sai split pushing in this particular game. They're going to be very reliant on Ixu's ultimates to keep Mickey safe, but Duke can easily get a flank with a home guard onto the back line, and Watch will be able to kick the Ezreal out with some ease also.
Well, we'll see how well Rebels Anarchy will be able to protect Songyun and Mickey in this game. And I like the Gragas top lane pick, though, personally. I think it, at least in the draft, as you were saying, they denied Watch these meta picks, but Watch defaulting onto that Lee Sin, though.
I mean, that's the reason why you do it, right? You're trying to deny Watch here. That's the only reason why you would pick both the Rek'Sai and the Gragas, because otherwise having Gragas in the jungle and Nautilus in top is actually stronger for this particular poke composition because you get more peel with Nautilus, and you don't necessarily need to engage with this poke comp. So, but I like the draft adaptation from Anarchy to try and shut Watch down. We're going to have to see if it works as we get into Najin versus Anarchy Game 3 tonight. Let's get into it. Fans very excited for this final game of the best of 3.
Well, here we are. I'm a little disappointed. Watch isn't using the knockout punch Lee Sin skin with the ding ding sounds.
I don't like that one.
I love that skin.
Muay Thai Lee Sin forever.
Okay. Well, and he is using the chroma for Dragon Fist Lee Sin instead.
I guess. I don't actually even know what all the chromas in the game are. We've actually seen not very many chromas.
Yeah,
here.
Surprisingly. Fizz base skin has chromas as well.
I guess Zac does too,
Lucian
and
base.
Lucian. We haven't seen any Lucian chromas actually.
Yeah, that's
even though we do see the occasional Lucian pop up from time to time, especially Najin likes to play it.
Well, Anarchy learned their lesson from game 1 and aren't doing anything crazy at level 1 again, in case Najin mFire calls them on their invade.
So Najin trying to actually call the lane swap. They definitely want standard lanes, I feel, in this situation, especially with how OQ has been doing in the laning phase against Songyun and Snowflower. And that's also the way that you punish Snowflower's roaming, especially on Thresh, the champion that has been banned out by Najin in 2 games. Duke going to take the quick level 2, get about half a level off of those 3 stacked saplings right at the Raptor buff, and then head over to the red side. So there will not be any punishment for weak side jungling from Najin this time around. Alistar goes to get a ward on the red buff. Possible chance for a 3-buff start here from Najin, depending on how they decide to play it. Going to bounce right back over to the big Raptor. Duke will get some help taking that out, and should get level 2 off of this. Snowflower going to walk in, not going to find anything though. And actually Duke's not going to hit level 2 right away, so he going to continue the jungle follow for just a little bit longer. And I don't think the bottom actually side got a freeze there. I wasn't watching where Songyun was, but I think he was starting in the jungle, so.
Well, he must have suspected that it would just be regular standard lanes and didn't expect Najin to call a possible lane swap.
Okay, so Ixu heading into the top side. My question is, did he get the blue buff? Because that would be a good way to break the freeze with the Gragas quickly into this game. Wow, Duke going to get a lot of XP. And Farm, he did get the blue buff, so good play there from Anarchy. And Duke just going to collect that first minion wave very nicely. So no chance of a freeze, even though Pure coming into lane just in case they need a little bit more support. So Snowflower is going to find Watch, trying to make a move up into top lane, but not really going to be too helpful yet. Songyun has to stay back. The amount of crowd control in this lane is pretty ridiculous, especially now that Pure is level 2.
Well, This freeze looks like will be mostly broken very, very soon by Ixu and Snowflower. Meanwhile, mid lane, Goong is actually pushed up into his turret. Should have no problem CSing.
Yeah, his wave clear coming through, though, is going to keep this Ezreal stuck close to his mid lane tower.
Snowflower Nixu moving as a one-man unit into that Scuttle Crab, takes it.
And just some more deep wards coming into the bottom side, so maybe a possible timing here for Najin to go after an early dragon, even though both crabs going over, and Songyun has to be so careful about this. That is incredibly dangerous. Nice, gets the summoner heal out. As Lyra just joins in to help clear out some of these minions from the turret. Attacks some creeps as he does so.
Well, just wants to make sure that, I guess, Najin mFire doesn't dive Songyun in his currently vulnerable state, even though he probably has his Valkyrie and the Flash here.
Yeah, he certainly does, but he's also very low, and another set of CC could certainly end his life more prematurely than he would like. And there is Snowflower just going to recall now that the 1v1 has been set up a little bit better in the top side, so the kill pressure definitely not going to be on Ixu here against the Sivir. And OQ just hanging back very far in lane right now. They have no idea where that Thresh is at the moment.
And Mickey is shoved in under his turret, and he's going to get as much CS as possible, but CS still fairly even. One CS up is Goong.
Yeah, and this, well, Anarchy actually coming back down to the bottom side, and we don't see a swap into top yet from Duke. Just recalling and heading right back to where he started, and Anarchy changing the side of the map that they are going to be focusing on, at least for the moment, with 3 people down in bottom. And you see the pink wards starting to pop up in the mid lane for Najin. They want to make sure that this Victor can push. And so they're just going to zone Lyra and Snowflower off. Now, they really do need to get Sivir down onto the bottom side as soon as possible so that they have an advantage before Corki hits 6 and really starts to be able to compete with Sivir in terms of minion wave pushing.
So possibly they could be waiting for OQ to hit 6 himself and maybe get a BF sword on his way back, but looks like Songyun should be hitting 6 level quite soon, actually.
Yeah, watch now. Gets seen on a ward by his Gromp, so that's going to prompt a very easy pink ward clear from Lyra in the mid lane, and that's going to help Mickey continue to move forward and not feel quite so bad about pushing up and the possibility of a gank coming in from the side.
And CS still fairly even in the mid lane. And Mickey playing very, very safe in his lane.
Yeah, so Goong has to play to the side right there. There's the clear coming out from the True Shot barrage, but Goong has every opportunity just to continue to shove, get that chip damage on the turret, and then force the Corki and the Ezreal to overextend the siege, in which case it opens up that opportunity for Duke to come in and get onto the back line.
Yeah, especially when Goong gets some CDR along with the first upgrade on his Hex Core, he should be able to constantly just shove that wave. But Mickey looks like he's well on track for his Runeglaive.
Yeah, and you know, if he's not punished, we've seen what happens to these late game Runeglaive Ezreals around the world. If they get to the late game with not too much of a deficit, they will absolutely 100% take over.
Yep. Runeglaive currently the favorite champion to ball out of control with in the late game, along with the Rise.
Yeah, there's so much balling out of control these days.
Too bad Dunkmaster Darius isn't in the meta.
He's also, I think that skip might be disabled right now.
I think
it's bugged, actually.
Yeah, it's bugged with something to do with his E interaction, I think.
So we don't even have a chance of seeing Darius ball out of control.
Oh, man. When will they rework that champion? He was such a fun champion.
He was never fun. For
you're
anybody
playing
but the person playing.
Yeah. What's the point?
Steal all the kills, yet
Yeah.
do no damage in the late game.
Who cares? It's a lot of fun. You are such a big lane bully when you play that champion, especially before they nerf that ultimate. Oh,
here's going to come in. Is it going to be
he's going to get it.
He's going. Oh, not quite. About 150 HP off. Goong manages to secure it in the end. And then walks very casually back to lane. Mickey has his Sheen. Oh, there's the Runeglaive, just waiting for a tiny amount more money. So good first recall. Now has some more wave clear with the AoE from the Runeglaive and the Smite from the Trailblazer.
And Lyra shoring up and catching the creeps crashing into the mid lane turret. And Mickey is back in lane now. So, well, we're going to just see the endless wave clearing in that mid lane.
Well, in all lanes, really. At Najin, their goal has to be to just keep on pushing. They want to win the pressure battle. Now, this means Watch needs to get some more deep wards in. They have to find timing so that they can safely get wards and keep track of Lyra so that Goong isn't punished for not having any movement abilities in the mid lane.
Indeed, and here goes that ultimate from Ezreal. He's going to just keep throwing out his Mystic shots, and there's a bit of an aggression onto Lyra.
Oh, wow, Watch actually gets pulled up onto the high ground, has to use the kick to disengage. Triggered the second part of his Q after the Lantern was taken. Still wins out in terms of that damage.
However, that is an ultimate down for Watch, so Lyra looking to recall and possibly just ultimate his way back into that dragon area, which is what he'll do. And man, Mickey's starting to match Goong's wave clear now.
Yeah, it's getting up there. And there's also no real kill pressure on Mickey with the very limited available crowd control
Good chunk
that
of
is
damage.
available to the Lee Sin Victor matchup. Mickey has, of course, those two flashes with the Arcane Shift. And yeah, he's starting to just maintain farming presence in the lane at the very least.
Well, Ixu still laning very well against this Maokai. No, not very much pressure in the top lane, but that may change right now as Lyra
Wow,
makes his way.
explosive cast used. There's a flash body slam. Duke is definitely going to go down here. How long can he last is the question. Trying to run through some bushes, but he's only really buying time. And there you go, W, but that's not going to be enough. Najin responds this time with a dragon on the other side of the map, and not going to work. That was seen by some wards as it tore through the air towards the dragon, and there is Duke doing his normal gum chewing in the booth. He's like, all right, you killed me, but we got the dragon. Okay with this?
Well, he's not out of gum yet, so Anarchy has a chance.
He never seems to run out of gum, though.
No, there was a couple times when he
That's
wasn't
true.
chewing gum. And then he went nuts.
You think the coaches would learn how to take it away from him by now? It's like, we must activate Duke. Remove the gum.
Maybe he's like the Incredible Hulk. They just don't like him when he's angry.
You have to be careful about when you remove the gum.
Yeah.
You only save it for truly desperate situations.
Well, this could qualify as a very desperate situation, because if Najin loses here, their road to playoffs is going to be very, very difficult.
One might say nearly impossible.
Yes.
It would take some serious performance out of Najin and some more upsets. Oop. Oh, can't get the Q.
Well, that is going to be a blue buff steal.
Can't get the Q, but can get the blue.
A little bit too early. Oh, he didn't have a ward on, so he wasn't exactly sure where it is. The ward goes down.
No, there's a pink ward
Oh,
on
there
it.
is a pink ward on it.
Yep.
Got my colors confused.
Thought that perhaps they were going to be able to pull that one out and then therefore hit the blue buff after that, but didn't work that way. They just left the blue right where it was. So a blue steal, and Goong gets another blue, and that's absolutely huge in this situation because he's going to be able just to continue. Now they're going to try a dive here. Watch coming in from behind. Death Ray goes down. They got to teleport out immediately.
Oh, God.
But there is Watch. He's going to get the kickoff. Can he get anything else? Goong is actually scrapping with Mickey on the other side. Watch very low. They're going to have to body block. No,
Very
the
close.
Q misses. And so Watch attempts to dive. There's
Big
the all-in.
fight.
Lyra coming through, and Duke not very high HP right now. Goong still gets the kill.
True Shot Barrage will be up soon.
Double kill. Oh! The snipe onto Watch, so 2 for 1. Najin gets caught out on their own dive. Goong still in a bit of trouble right now, trying to trade. Mickey not going to hit another Q, and Goong gets some more damage in with a Death Ray.
Very exciting team fight. Only the junglers go down in the end.
So,
that was exciting.
No, it was a double kill.
Was it a double kill?
Yeah, it was a double kill for Victor, for Goong.
I apologize. And Lyra going back to the Raptor pit. And possibly a red buff handoff fairly soon, looks like.
So, yep. Goong's still going to be pushing forward. Mickey, not a lot of HP to deal with this. He has to be very careful. They want to go after Goong. There's the gravity field. Got to get the stun onto Lyra. Goong has to flash.
Well, good try from Rebels Anarchy. You know, I want to get your opinion on this. So you have a Runeglaive Ezreal in the mid lane. Do you want to hand off both the blue and the red buff to the Ezreal?
That is a good question, because you are going to be able to tag it pretty easily. I don't know. I haven't seen that yet.
I feel like the extra true damage plus a little bit of slow that you get from the Q would actually, if it converts to magic damage, is it still treated as an on-hit effect?
I actually don't know that. I actually don't know.
Lots of weird interactions with the Runeglaive on this patch.
Yes, on this patch, which will be mercifully removed soon, because that Luden's proc and the Sheen proc at the same time is absolutely absurd.
Yes, it is.
At the moment. But Mickey's starting to fall behind in CS. A couple kills over to Goong right now, and the blue buff denial has been solid so far from Najin mFire. See, Anarchy not letting up in terms of wards. That is something that has been their strength this entire season, is just littering the map with vision.
Yep, and Dragon will be up in 1:50, so we'll see if they can maintain. Oh, geez.
And goodbye, Mickey. Gets caught out. Pure with the play. Flash, headbutt, pulverized to catch Mickey out. And the Victor burst comes through. Ezreal's a very squishy champion, and Victor with his high damage. You miss position and you will get punished.
Yep. Mickey thought he was safe because he had that.
OQ actually dodges the phosphorus bomb, but pops his spell shield and his ultimate just to escape. Spell shield not actually taken out in that little exchange.
Well, Songyun sitting around, possibly just waiting to push up this bottom wave, and Ixu will just get a ward onto the enemy blue buff.
Yeah, no TPs available for this next dragon. Maybe Ixu can get his in there. It'll be an awfully close teleport timing for that cooldown. And he's doing some work against this Maokai. Of course, both of those top laners having that percent HP damage, so they can scrap it out with each other pretty well.
And they both have sustain in some form, so they can
It's
also...
true. Passive sustain.
The best type of sustain. Makes for very dynamic top lane duels.
Exactly, the ones where you don't even have to do anything to heal.
Yep. Well, bit of a lull, but Dragon will be up in 20 seconds, roughly. And there should be a team fight around it.
So I think maybe Anarchy should give this one up. Does come with a little bit of risk. Actually, Ixu has his TP up, and Duke's still waiting for another minute. So Naja's going to want to delay this for as long as they can, just to make sure that they're not going to be ambushed here right at the Dragon. Ixu playing this lane pretty aggressively. He is a level up at the moment. Duke about to hit that level 11. There he goes.
Yep. And yeah, in a straight up team fight, I feel like Najin mFire does have the advantage. So I feel Anarchy may need to make a pick before they really commit to this next dragon, if they choose to.
Well, they have the Runeglaive already, and they have the Trinity Force onto Corki, so they can win a fight if they land enough poke first. That is a certainty, but that is going to mean that Najin has to waste a lot of time around this dragon just getting hit. As we see them still clearing out the wards in the river, Anarchy's vision is not the best in the river itself. They're going to try and hand over this blue buff. This is very crucial for Mickey to acquire, and he's going to grab it with the E from Ezreal, just hopping over the wall. Now Duke, they've waited long enough. He has his teleport, so Najin has delayed this so they can make a more convincing play. But there's still that tremor sense, just keeping track of every single move. Najin.
Just trying to chunk out Goong here. I feel like it would have been better served to save that.
Well, he has a blue buff, and he has the Boots of Lucidity right now, so that cooldown is really not going to be that long.
And Ezreal does hyperscale with cooldown because his Mystic Shot reduces the cooldown of his abilities by 1 second every time he lands it.
It's a pretty good deal for Ezreal. You can see it's already almost back up. It's another reason why this AP Ezreal is a real terror, because a lot of AP items have that cooldown reduction on them. So it does make his skill shots even more pronounced.
You know, this patch makes me really sad because I'm a huge Ezreal player, and I'm just never able to play him because I play him AD carry, but he's banned because of this stupid mid lane interaction.
I'm sorry, Barry.
Currently sitting on a 70% win rate with Ezreal.
I actually like the concept of having mid lane Ezreal with Smite be viable, but it's just that Runeglaive is itself, with its interaction with Ludens, is the problem.
Right.
If that doesn't exist and they tone down the item a bit, then hopefully mid Ezreal will still be viable, but it won't be as completely game-breaking as it is at the moment.
Well, currently on the PBE, they're looking into possibly buffing the proc damage on the Ludens Echo, but however, making the AoE only trigger on monsters, though.
On the Runeglaive, you mean?
Yes, on the Runeglaive.
Yeah. I think that might be quite a reasonable solution. So Najin going to get a tower. Dragon's still alive through all of this as Najin takes 2 turrets. So great patience there from Najin, waiting for the teleport, getting the mid and the bot lane tower where they have even more control before they want to commit to this. And at this point, Anarchy with their poke line has to overextend so far that they are very vulnerable to Maokai TP.
Yes, they are. However, Mickey is very, very close to that Ludens Echo. Probably only a couple hundred gold off. He picks up this mid lane wave. I feel like he will recall and take it and make that buy.
If he recalls, the dragon's gone. So that's the conundrum that he's currently faced with. Doesn't really have too many options, and the wave clear coming in from Victor and Sivir is making it very hard for Anarchy to defend this, but they're still doing a good job. They've got the crab now, have the speed shrine, got a bunch of pink wards in to totally deny vision, except for on the dragon itself. One ward was just snuck into the back of the pit.
Well, Goong takes a massive chunk of damage from the True Shot Barrage and the Arcane Shift. And meanwhile, Noodle fight in the top lane.
Oh boy.
Ooh, Snowflower looked like he may have been caught out, but manages to get away. And yeah, the Dragon Dance continues.
Well, it's going to keep going until somebody gets their way. Najin doesn't want to start it because the threat of the poke while they're on that objective is so high. They want to try and catch somebody out.
I think Mickey just needs to find a sneaky opportunity to just recall and get his Ludens Echo, because he surely must have it now.
There's another True Shot Barrage to clear out the minion wave. This may be his timing, but I don't know about this. I think he's just going to get... The Dragon's going to go down immediately now that Najin has the angle, and they know the Ezreal's back, and there's no True Shot Barrage to even help from the base, so Anarchy just giving up the objective.
It's not the end of the world for them to give up the second Dragon, though.
Definitely is not. That Ezreal is not going to get weaker, but the problem is very low amounts of damage on Anarchy's, attack damage on Anarchy's lineup, so as soon as we start to see some of these, well, an Aegis come in, but right now Watch just went for the Giant's Belt, so that's not going to be happening anytime soon, but the magic resist very efficient.
Possible blue buff steal for Rebels Anarchy here. Watch is hanging around. However, they have full knowledge of where he is.
Goong trying to make his way back up, but that's going to be too late. Smite and Lantern takes the blue buff away from Goong.
All the tables have turned. However, OQ is split pushing in the bottom lane. And will be cleared out. And yeah, spell shielded.
Nice reaction time from OQ. Gonna get the turret.
Well
so
played.
tier 2, and then just a quick runaway from OQ thanks to his On the Hunt.
Well, Najin and mFire starting to accrue us a bit of a lead in terms of Dragon and in gold. So their late game chances may not be the worst. Oh,
Oops.
meanwhile, Sangyun
Yeah, gets caught out, and you have to be careful. Duke not going to take much poke damage, and the Righteous Glory adding a bit of punch to that engage. So Song Yoon finds himself with about 50% HP. He'll heal up with that Cutlass in the end, so not too terribly much to worry about. And this is the time where Anarchy has to start turning these tables.
Luden's Echo complete. And yeah. Well, they're just going to take this turret. And the bottom one.
Maybe the bottom one too. So many people sent up into the top side. Okay, not going to quite get the mid lane turret, but Goong's still going to take a bit of a beating from the Ludens, and Duke actually manages to make his way into the bottom side on time. So Anarchy saw a window right there where they could get a little bit of split push damage down due to the changing lane assignments as Duke went bottom, and OQ and Pure tried to hit the top side because they want to take down and finish off the outer ring.
Yeah, Najin and mFire starting to invest heavily into the top side of the jungle.
This is smart.
Yep. Rebels Anarchy bottom lane decides to just bug out.
Well, but that's exactly what they need to do right now, because now the outer ring is down. No turrets yet taken for Anarchy. So at any point, as long as Najin has deep wards, they can get the TP flank and force the kind of fight they want. This is a great position for Najin to be in as long as they can hold on to this outer turret.
And Goong is powering up quite a bit and will be doing a lot of damage to this Anarchy team in a 5v5 team fight. So Anarchy really needs to set up a siege sometime soon.
Well, they have to set one up extremely cautiously because their jungle right now is just full of wards. And that gives Duke a lot of options. And Duke should kind of be thinking about a teleport right here. He's walking into the mid lane instead. Cannon minion, they're going to be able to get it. No, not quite. Still about 65 HP on the mid lane turret. That is one auto attack away from being finished off.
Anarchy looking to clear some vision and establish some of their own. However, this siege is still going nowhere for Anarchy.
Yeah, and because of the magic resist onto Duke and the Abyssal Scepter also with Goong, this Ezreal's not going to be doing as much as he could. He now needs to start thinking about getting that Void Staff. If anyone had an Aegis, that would be insanely helpful.
I feel like this is a story with most of these professional teams against the Ezreal, or just in general. People seem to forget about the Aegis of the Legion.
Well, Watch is just building super selfishly this game. Giant spelled into Cowl. It's not going to help out the rest of his team. OQ actually going for the earlier Bloodthirst, or I mean Blade of the Ruin King, even though there is that Frozen Heart onto Ixu, because he just needs to sustain in case he actually gets hit by any of Ezreal's abilities.
Yeah, and OQ has just been split pushing this whole game as well. And pretty much uncontested.
Well, there's nobody who can actually stop him from split pushing, especially once he gets that blade. He actually is in a very good situation to just keep splitting. And because of the increase on the blade's range, he may actually be able to kill Mickey in a 1v1 too, because he'll get that slow. Now that that range buff, or the range on the blade has been buffed once again for ranged champions.
Well, it'll mainly depend on whether OQ can spell shield that True Shot Barrage coming in from Mickey in a straight up duel, which I think he will be able to. OQ known for strong mechanics.
Yeah, oh, he's actually just stopping on Cutlass and now going to Last Whisper. So this is fine too. He still has the lifesteal. He still has the ability to get this to duel here, especially with his ultimate.
Well, things have slowed down a little bit. However, Dragon will come up in 45 seconds, so it looks like it will be a possible setup for Anarchy. However, there's so many wards in their blue side jungle.
Yeah, they have to be so cautious about this. The flank from Maokai. You see, he's watching. Duke is just sitting there right now.
Ooh, that's still a lot of damage, though.
Duke wants this engage. Now he's just going to leave the base, so they don't see what they want to see as they're trying to set up. So no home guard flank, but he still has the glory.
Rebels Anarchy currently 2k down in gold and down 2 dragon. However, that should equalize if they manage to take the top and bottom turret.
Can be seen very easily with that Tremor Sense.
Well, who will destroy the pink ward first? Oh, here we go.
Try and come in here. There's a Sivir ult pop. They want to get on a Snowflower. There's a play on a Watch. Pure nearly dead already on the top side. He hasn't fallen yet, though. He has his ultimate. And Duke finds Mickey and kills him. And that'll be a cleanup. That is the real danger here, is getting onto that Ezreal. And now we have Watch trying to follow through. Nice kick backwards to catch out Ixu. And he's going to fall. There was another twisted advance. Songyun gets caught. And a huge team fight, 4-0. Najin can just turn on to the Baron.
Well played. And yeah, here we go. There's not much that Rebels Anarchy can do to stop this Baron from going down. However, Mickey will be up in 15 seconds. Should time with his True Shot Barrage. However, it's going down very quickly.
All right, well, Najin. Pure going to try and get away. Does die to a Prey Seeker. There's the gravity field, though, to zone Lyra out. There's not really going to be a shot, so he takes out someone, but can't steal the Baron. Now Najin in prime position. I mean, looking at this fight right here, that was a great combo by Pure. First off, he flash headbutt pulled. It's his second great one of the game. And then that gave Duke enough time to get the necessary damage down onto Mickey. Pure has been playing great this game.
Yes.
That's his second kill he set up with flash headbutt pull in a really beautiful fashion.
Pure's been playing well this whole series, even in their loss in set 2. That he was doing as much as he could to keep his team in the game.
Oh, Goon gonna get grabbed by a... Okay.
Oh.
Victor does a lot of damage.
Yep.
Another kick coming through right into Duke's waiting arms, or branches, I guess. The waiting branches of Duke.
The giving Duke.
The giving Duke. The waiting branches of Duke actually sounds like an old English novel.
Oh man, that actually, yeah, it does. I like the Giving Duke better though.
I can see Jane Austen writing the waiting branches of Duke.
Okay, here we go. Baron buff up charge down the mid lane for Najin mFire. Well, not much to say about this.
Yeah, the push is going to continue, especially with the True Shot Barrage down. Or it won't. You know, I could be wrong. They may just want to go for tier 2s right now, try and extend the gold lead. After Najin's very safe game 1. Except, in this game, there actually still is a danger of Anarchy coming back because of the power of the Ezreal. Ezreal now with the necessary Void Staff.
Hopefully he'll be building into that Rabadon's Death Cap, or maybe even Azonia's Hourglass may not be so terrible this game.
I don't know if the Zonia's going to matter. If he gets caught out, basically Duke can just sit on him while the Zonia's is there. Spell Shield on the hook, so no grab for OQ. Duke making sure Pure takes a little bit of damage right there, not bothering to actually sidestep that True Shot Barrage. He's like, I'm tanking up, why aren't you, Pure?
Well, Najin mFire in prime position to close out this game. 8K gold lead, up 3 dragons, and had taken a Baron. So, looking good, Najin mFire, after the hiccup in game 2.
Yeah, it was quite the hiccup.
Quite the hiccup. It was less of a hiccup and more of a vomit, I guess.
You could put it like that.
Yep.
You really want to go for the graphic imagery.
I'm all about the graphic imagery, Monte Cristo.
I know. That's why. That's what you do on Twitter. Just the graphic imagery all the time.
Yep, a picture says 1,000 words. Well, a bit of a lull once again, and the Baron buff has worn out for Najin. And dang, Goon is strong.
Yes.
404, no hope found for Anarchy.
404, no hope. Wow, that is very true. You're an internet poet, Barry.
Oh man,
using error messages too.
Error messages and dank memes. The best.
Oh jeez. Well, Najin may just wait out for more dragons. They actually have no reason to try and siege this base.
Yep.
When they could just increase their ward count and try and play this
just
safely.
pad their stats.
Yeah, it's been a day of stat padding for Najin.
Well, whoever took them on their fantasy teams must be very, very happy if they manage to win this game. Caveat.
Yes, if they do, but I think they have an opportunity here to do it. Duke and Pure have been doing a great job of fulfilling their role of killing Runeglaive Ezreal.
Indeed.
And Runeglaive Ezreal not really getting closer to having a QSS as he just needs the damage at the moment.
Yeah, Runeglaive Ezreal has had not a great win rate in Korea so far, I feel. I don't have the exact stats.
Mickey has lost once with it, may lose again here.
Bennu won once with it.
Yes.
There haven't been that many games. It's either been banned or dissuaded.
Right. It was dissuaded from Faker playing at Anarchy with the Yasuo pick. And here we go. They want to get on to Mickey. There is no home guard. There is a glory, but actually that barrel was popped early, so there was no slow. And now Lyra gets caught out.
Bye-bye. Pure takes a chunk of damage, but that True Shot Barrage is now down. However, Lyra will be gone for 30 seconds, so surely this is a middle inhibitor turret plus the inhibitor for Najin mFire.
I mean, if they want to commit to this, which they absolutely should at this stage, they have to be careful that nobody gets blown back in with an exploding cask from Ixu, but so much damage. OQ actually tanked most of that. That was a bit dodgy. His front line not actually getting the turret hit, so he has to back off and heal off some jungle minions. Now, Dragon and Baron coming up absolutely simultaneously. But with the Blade of the Ruin King, OQ can just solo the Dragon very easily.
Yes, he can. And Mickey's still trying to work up to his next item, which looks to be a Rabadon's Death Cap. So he's just going for that pure damage, trying to do as much with his Luden's Echo and his Q as possible.
Has a lot of faith in his own positioning, apparently, with how many tools Najin has built, 2 glories.
Oh, God.
And the Maokai home guard to really deal with this pickup.
Still no Aegis of the Legion for Najin mFire, which they should build soon, I would feel.
I'm just shocked they don't have it already, Barry.
Well, that's Najin for you, Monte Cristo.
The selfish builds.
The selfish builds, the individual plays.
It's true. It does kind of encompass Najin as a team. I cannot lie.
Well, Lyra split pushing in the bottom lane. Probably going to head back very soon.
Yeah, it does set up a nice wave right there. Maybe it will be enough to actually take down a tier 1 if Najin doesn't start to hightail it all the way across the map. But with the Baron spawning in 13 seconds, there is a real risk to sending OQ down that far and letting him be seen on the map.
Well, OQ might decide to just solo this dragon, like you said, but looks like to be a 2-man. Oh dear.
Just checking with the True Shot Barrage. It is going to be a little late. They didn't have the precise dragon timer, looks like, but it did. They may actually pick up a turret. That tier 1 not going to be too beneficial for them right now compared to dragon number 4 for Najin, but they finally get another outer turret, their second of the game. And we see Najin they just want to push up the lane, then threaten the Baron.
Yep, and that's even more wave clear for Najin mFire because they can just take down these creep waves so quickly with that Force Dragon buff, and looks like Watch has a flank here possibly.
Yeah, they're going to fight now actually. There's the glory. Snowflower lands the hook, but they can't actually find their way onto the back line. Najin has to be careful they don't get kited and poked right now. Pure uses his ultimate, but here's the re-engage. True Shot Barrage. Going to chunk out some more people. Najin not with the best engage right there. They couldn't actually find a pick, and they can't just run at Anarchy straight on. That is not going to work.
Yeah, and Watch has his Flash and Dragon Rage kick still up, so there is still a chance for a play to be made here. And I would still give... Oh, Watch caught a little bit, but I would still give the advantage in a 5v5 fight to Najin mFire.
If they get the right engage, yes. If they all just run at them with Righteous Glories and can't take out Corki, this massive minion wave still has not been dealt with by Najin. It already took out 1 turret. It may grab another one on its slow, methodical, grinding way towards the inhibitor. Alistair thinking about going after that, but actually they're just going to let the turret go down. They want to keep pressure on the Baron, even though they don't have very good wards around it, and they haven't cleared much, if anything, away from Anarchy.
Well, Watch recalls on a ward, so Anarchy knows that Watch is back in base. So there's no chance of a Baron being taken right now.
Yeah. Well, Anarchy doing a good job of buying time. They are only 6K gold down, and a 6-item Ezreal, that AP is a scary thing indeed. Looks like the tier 2 tower not going to fall, hanging on by a thread.
Well, Anarchy will absolutely have to fight this 5th dragon that will be threatened by Najin mFire in approximately 4 minutes, I believe. 3 to 4 minutes, so...
Najin's using the ward denial strategy of just waiting for all the 3-minute wards to expire. Instead of actually clearing them with their 2 lenses or adequate pink wards. Now they're going to go on to the Baron. Lyra's here, but Ezreal is not.
Oh, messed up that ward.
Okay, they knew it was coming in. Oki just going to spell shield it.
Well, they still have 2 smites, does Anarchy, but very far away.
Yeah, and actually they just get scared. They want to fight right here. There's the flank, and he's going to get onto Songyun immediately.
Duke is all alone, though.
Twisted advance. Can Songyun get out? Actually has to flash. No lantern taken.
Great disengage.
But they did disengage well. Now Pure very, very low. Goog is so low on the outside, but Anarchy, Lyra going to get punished by the Chaos Storm as Goong escapes. Pure falls, trading that support for the jungler, but Goong not able to participate in this fight. Again, Anarchy able to kite out. They have a lot of disengage, so pulling it off in the end.
Yeah, and Ixu saving the day there with his explosive cast, making sure that only Duke was in his team, and there was not enough damage to follow up on Duke's engage.
OQ, they want to make a pick right here. They're going to find Ixu. Ixu going to body slam out. It gets slowed by the Tempest Cripple. And watch, just not very tanky. You're going to have to flash forward from Sivir. Now Duke back onto Mickey. Mickey has no mana.
Mickey is most likely dead here, trying to get some mana back with the smite.
Nope.
And dead.
Double kill for OQ on the flash play as they punish Ixu's kind of cavalier recall.
Yep. And with Anarchy's solo laners down for 35 seconds plus, this looks like to be a push into the middle inhibitor and possibly a win.
Goon's coming back. He's walked all the way back from base right now. They will take the inhibitor out. And now they're just going to go for it. Chaos Storm pops. Songyun doesn't fall. Able to Valk out. But look at how many cannon minions have stacked up here on the bottom side. Will we see Najin just turn onto the Baron immediately?
And looks like Najin mFire will go for this Baron indeed. There's a lot of wards in that pit.
Quite a few, but they're going to try it again. And now Mickey is down. Lyra slowly making his way forward. They're going to try and TP for this. This is an absolute desperation TP. And there's the explosive cast, not going to beat out the smite. Nice try from Ixu, but Baron goes to Najin. And now they can just recall rapidly and start to push down. They do have some nice waves already built up in the side lanes.
Yep. Ixu forgot that he wasn't a Season 3 Gragas and wasn't going to do a huge amount of damage with that ultimate.
Well, didn't have any AP, so that definitely doesn't help your situation.
I guess he was trying to anticipate the smite coming down and possibly go for that small window of steal.
you have to try, right?
Right.
There's no harm in trying.
And that ultimate is up fairly quickly at this late stage of the game. Almost up right now.
Especially with all his CDR from Frozen Heart and his Spirit Visage. So, yeah, not going to have any problems using that explosive cask rather liberally.
Well, this looks like 5th dragon in 15 seconds for Najin mFire. Anarchy has to do something about this or they will lose the game.
Yeah, Najin just playing super cautiously, as is well warranted. They need this win to stay in the hunt for playoffs.
Well, Lyra snuffs them out with his Tremor Sense. Oh, watch making a big flank coming in.
And there we go. Duke finds his way onto Mickey, and there's a Chaos Storm. Goon coming in for the flank, and Mickey just gets destroyed. Songyun, the next target. There's no more damage from Anarchy, and they will just be mopped up. Lyra has the GA, so they're going to have to kill him one more time. But there are no angels except those to guide Lyra to heaven.
Well, looks like Ixu's dead. Oh, surrender.
Surrender will close out the series. Anarchy takes Najin to game 3, but Najin finds a way to defeat the Runeglaive Ezreal. Mickey now 0-2 on that champion. And much better execution that time around, much better draft for Najin. that we saw in Game 2.
Yep, after that embarrassing loss in Game 2, Najin mFire knew exactly what they needed to do to shut down this Runeglaive Ezreal and play those fights out as well as they could, I feel like.
Yeah, Duke and OQ really showed up big that game, too. OQ had some great cleanup plays, calculated aggression, which earned him that 8-0-7 score. And Duke, he did his job. Duke and Pure did their job.